The royal vault of Eldoria was a place few had seen. Hidden beneath the palace, it contained artifacts from centuries past, magic, weapons and knowledge that had shaped the kingdom. Now, with Maurik plotting its seizure, Lyanna, Riven, and Celine had to act quickly. "We can't let him take the vault," Lyanna said, clutching her pendant. "If Maurik gains those artifacts, his power will be unstoppable." Riven nodded, sword ready. "We must protect it at all costs. But he'll use every trick in the shadows to breach it." Celine added, "And Vale, he might still have information Maurik can exploit. We need to be careful." The night fell, and with it, a chilling wind swept through the palace corridors. Shadows moved unnaturally, forming shapes and illusions, signaling Maurik's approach. Lyanna's hands glowed as she led the charge into the vault. As they reached the entrance, a surge of dark energy erupted. Maurik himself appeared, flanked by shadowy constructs. "Welcome, guardians," he sneered. "I've come for what rightfully belongs to me." Lyanna stepped forward, radiant energy flaring. "You won't touch this vault, Maurik. Eldoria's legacy is not yours to claim." The battle erupted inside the vault, artifacts glowing as they reacted to the clashing energies. Lyanna fought with precision, her pendant guiding her through complex wards protecting the artifacts. Riven struck at the shadow constructs, while Celine deflected Maurik's dark spells aimed at the vault's core. Maurik unleashed a wave of pure dark energy, threatening to overwhelm Lyanna. But she focused, recalling the lessons from the trials of the ancients, channeling courage, wisdom, and heart. She countered with a brilliant surge that pushed Maurik back. Vale, still recovering from his defeat, attempted to aid Maurik, but Riven intercepted him, binding his magic and preventing further betrayal. With one final, concentrated effort, Lyanna unleashed a radiant beam that shattered the constructs and forced Maurik to retreat, leaving the vault and its secrets intact. Breathing heavily, Lyanna looked at Riven and Celine. "We did it for now, but he'll return, and next time, he'll be stronger." Riven sheathed his sword, nodding, "And we'll be ready. Eldoria has you now, Lyanna, and your strength is its greatest shield." Celine smiled, relief in her eyes. "The vault is safe, thanks to your heart, Lyanna." Far away, Maurik's shadowed figure disappeared into the night, whispering threats of the battles yet to come. "She grows stronger, but I have plans even she cannot foresee. Soon, Eldoria will fall." Even with the vault safe, Maurik's schemes were far from over. From his shadowed fortress, he gathered remnants of dark magic, forbidden relics and loyal followers, preparing for an assault unlike any Eldoria had seen. Lyanna felt the disturbance instantly. Her pendant pulsed violently, warning her of an approaching storm. "Something is coming," she said to Riven and Celine, her voice tense. "Maurik is planning something bigger and more dangerous." Riven tightened his grip on his sword. "Then we must prepare the kingdom. Everyone, every defense, every strategy and everything will matter in the battles ahead." Celine added, "We need to understand what he's planning. If we act blindly, even your power might not be enough." That night, Maurik initiated his plan, a dark convergence, a ritual that would combine all the stolen shadow magic, enhancing his abilities to unprecedented levels. Shadows twisted across Eldoria, spreading confusion, fear, and chaos among its citizens. Lyanna, Riven, and Celine raced to the heart of the kingdom, confronting the dark energy spreading through the streets. Lyanna focused her radiant power, dispersing illusions and calming the frightened populace. Maurik appeared at the city center, dark energy swirling around him like a living storm. "Welcome, Lyanna," he hissed, eyes glowing. "You've done well to reach this far, but your strength is nothing compared to what I now command." Lyanna stepped forward, glowing with concentrated light. "Eldoria doesn't belong to you. No amount of dark magic can break the will of its people or my resolve." The battle erupted in a spectacle of light and shadow, with radiant beams colliding against twisting darkness. Riven fought with precision, cutting through Maurik's followers, while Celine guided citizens to safety and assisted Lyanna when the shadows threatened to overwhelm her. Lyanna's energy surged, her pendant now fully resonating with the ancient magic she had mastered in the trials. She combined courage, wisdom, and heart, forming a powerful barrier that not only repelled Maurik's attack but began to weaken his convergence ritual. Maurik's fury was unmatched, but Lyanna's focus was unwavering. With a final burst of concentrated radiant energy, she disrupted the dark convergence, scattering Mauric's forces and forcing him to retreat once again. As silence fell over Eldoria, Lyanna looked around, exhausted, but resolute. He won't stop, but neither will we. Eldoria will always have light, as long as we fight for it. Riven placed a hand on her shoulder. We'll face him together, whatever comes next. We're ready. Celine smiled, her eyes shining with hope. And your heart. Lyanna, it's what makes all the difference. Days after the failed dark convergence, Eldoria remained tense. Mauric's threats had become more aggressive, and Lyanna sensed that his next strike would target the kingdom's very heart. The city walls won't hold forever, Riven said, scanning the horizon. Mauric's planning a full-scale siege. He's learned from every failure. Celine frowned. We can't let him reach the palace again. If he controls the center of Eldoria, all hope could be lost. Lyanna nodded, determination burning in her eyes. Then we prepare. Every soldier, every trap, every spell. We'll defend Eldoria together. And I'll make sure he doesn't succeed. As night fell, the shadow army approached, waves of dark energy surging like a living tide. Lyanna's radiant light flared across the walls, forming protective barriers that shimmered in the moonlight. Riven commanded the soldiers, coordinating defenses with precision. Celine reinforced the magical wards around the city, using her knowledge of the ancient artifacts to enhance their strength. Mauric appeared at the front lines, his cloak billowing and dark energy swirling fiercely. So, the guardian of Eldoria stands before me once again. Let's see if your light can withstand the shadows. The battle raged across the walls, swords clashing, magic colliding, and citizens hiding in the safety of fortified areas. Lyanna's hands glowed, beams of radiant energy slicing through Mauric's constructs, her pendant pulsing with raw power. Riven fought tirelessly beside her, protecting her from sudden ambushes, while Celine cast intricate spells to neutralize the shadows spreading inside the city. Despite the overwhelming odds, Lyanna remained focused. She drew upon the lessons of her trials, the courage, wisdom, and heart that had shaped her into a true guardian. With a final surge of energy, she unleashed a brilliant beam that struck the core of Mauric's forces, scattering them and weakening him significantly. Mauric retreated, glaring from a distance, his voice filled with fury. You've won this battle, Lyanna, but the war is far from over. Eldoria's fall will be my triumph. Lyanna, exhausted but unbroken, turned to Riven and Celine. He won't stop, but neither will we. Eldoria's light will never fade while we stand together. The citizens of Eldoria began to emerge from their shelters, inspired by the courage of their guardians. For now, the siege had been repelled, but the shadow of Mauric's ambitions loomed large on the horizon. The sky above Eldoria burned red as Mauric launched his most devastating assault yet. The siege had intensified, and the city's defenders were stretched to their limits. Lyanna felt the weight of responsibility heavier than ever, the pendant around her neck glowing with a fierce, pulsing light. Riven, Celine, Lyanna called, determination in her voice. This is it. We must hold the heart of Eldoria at all costs. If he reaches the palace, everything will be lost. Riven's eyes were sharp, unwavering. We fight together. No retreat. No compromise. Eldoria depends on us. Celine nodded, her hands weaving protective spells around the city walls. I'll shield the civilians. You focus on stopping Mauric. Mauric appeared at the forefront of his forces, dark energy crackling around him like a storm. You've grown strong, Lyanna, but strength alone won't save Eldoria. Its heart will fall to darkness. Lyanna stepped forward, radiant energy flaring across her hands and enveloping her body in a brilliant aura. You underestimate the power of courage and love, Mauric. Eldoria will never bow to your shadows. The battle erupted in a spectacular clash. Lyanna's radiant beams struck Mauric's dark magic, sending shockwaves across the battlefield. Riven fought beside her, protecting her from unexpected attacks, while Celine directed civilians to safety and reinforced magical barriers. Mauric unleashed a massive wave of shadow energy, intent on overwhelming Lyanna. But she focused, channeling everything she had learned, the courage from her trials, the wisdom from her family's legacy, and the heart that bound her to Eldoria. With one concentrated, blazing strike, Lyanna shattered the dark wave, piercing through Mauric's defenses. The impact sent him staggering back, the shadow constructs dissolving in his wake. Mauric's eyes widened in disbelief. Impossible. How can one heart wield such power? Lyanna advanced, voice steady and fierce. It's not just power. It's hope, love, and the will to protect everything we hold dear. That's what makes us stronger than your darkness. With a final surge of radiant energy, she forced Malric to retreat, his forces scattering in disarray. Eldoria stood victorious, its heart unbroken, and its people, inspired by the courage of their guardians. Riven placed a hand on Lyanna's shoulder, exhaustion mixed with pride. You've done it. Eldoria lives because of you. Celine smiled warmly. And your heart, Lyanna? It's what saved us all. As the dust settled and the first rays of dawn illuminated the city, Lyanna looked at the horizon. She knew the battles might continue, but with courage, wisdom, and heart, Eldoria would always endure. The morning after the climactic battle, Eldoria's city walls glimmered in the sunlight. Though signs of destruction remained, citizens emerged from shelters, their faces filled with relief and awe. Lyanna, Riven, and Celine stood together, surveying the aftermath. We've held the heart of Eldoria, Lyanna said softly, her pendant glowing steadily. But there's still work to be done. Riven nodded. The city must rebuild, defenses strengthened, and the people must regain their confidence. This victory is important, but Eldoria must prepare for the future. Celine smiled, her hands tracing gentle, protective wards across the city. And we have lessons learned from Malric's attacks. He won't stop coming. But neither will we. Lyanna wandered through the streets, witnessing acts of kindness and courage. Citizens were helping each other repair homes, sharing food, and rebuilding what had been lost. The light of hope burned brighter than ever. But as the city celebrated its small rebirth, Lyanna's pendant pulsed unexpectedly, a faint whisper echoing in her mind. A new thread awakens, and your destiny calls. Lyanna. She turned to Riven and Celine, concern in her eyes. This peace, it feels temporary. Something else is coming. Riven clenched his jaw. Then we'll face it together. Eldoria's light isn't just in its walls or gates, it's in its people. And we'll protect them, no matter what. Celine placed a hand on Lyanna's shoulder. Your power, your heart. It's more than a weapon. It's a beacon for all of Eldoria. They'll follow your light when darkness rises again. In the distance, a shadow moved silently, watching the city from the mountains. Malric, though defeated, was not gone. His eyes glowed with determination and rage. You've won this round, Lyanna, but the game is far from over. The next time, Eldoria will fall, and I will be its master. Lyanna looked toward the horizon, her heart steady. No matter what comes, Eldoria will endure. My journey isn't over, and neither is my fight to protect everything I love. The city, though scarred, stood stronger than ever, its citizens inspired by courage, unity, and hope. Eldoria's rebirth had begun not just in buildings and walls, but in the spirit of its people. Guided by the radiant heart of their guardian, weeks had passed since the Siege of Shadows, and Eldoria was slowly returning to normal. Yet, Lyanna felt a subtle disturbance in the air, a tension that was neither visible nor audible, but deeply present. Her pendant pulsed faintly, almost as if warning her of an unseen danger. Lyanna, Celine said, as they walked through the newly rebuilt streets. Do you feel that? Something's off. Not Malric. Not exactly, but something else. Riven frowned, scanning the horizon. It's been quiet to quiet. That usually means trouble is brewing. Lyanna touched her pendant, its glow warming her hand. I feel it too. It's like whispers in the shadows, echoes of something ancient and powerful. We need to investigate. The trio traveled to the outskirts of Eldoria, to an ancient forest untouched for centuries. There, hidden beneath the thick roots of massive trees, they discovered ruins older than any they had seen before. Strange glyphs adorned the stones, resonating faint energy that matched the pendant's pulse. As Lyanna approached, the whispers became clearer. The guardian rises, but the balance must shift. A new force awakens. Celine's eyes widened. This magic, it's not like anything we've encountered. Even Malric doesn't control this. Riven drew his sword instinctively. Then we proceed carefully. Whoever or whatever this is, it's powerful enough to concern even Malric. Suddenly, a figure cloaked in darkness appeared between the ruins, its presence radiating a chilling aura. Lyanna, the light that protects Eldoria. The figure spoke, voice echoing unnaturally. Your power grows, but so does the danger that comes with it. A new age is approaching, and you will either be its savior or its downfall. Lyanna stepped forward, her pendant glowing brightly, courage radiating from her. "Who are you? What do you want from Eldoria?" The figure's laugh was cold and resonant. "All will be revealed in time. But know this, the next trials will test more than your power. They will test your very heart, your choices, and the bonds you hold dear. Prepare, guardian. The echoes have begun." With that, the figure vanished, leaving a chilling wind and a sense of foreboding that settled deep in their hearts. Lyanna turned to Riven and Celine. "This is bigger than Malric. We're facing something new, and we must be ready." Riven nodded grimly. "Then we prepare, train, and stand united. Eldoria's light will not fade, not under any shadow." Celine's expression hardened. "Whatever comes next, Lyanna, we'll face it together." The mysterious encounter in the ancient forest had left Lyanna restless. That night, she sat alone in her chamber, the pendant glowing softly, as if calling her to focus. "Something about this pendant. It's more than a tool or a weapon," Lyanna murmured. "It's a key, but to what?" Riven, sensing her unease, entered quietly. "You've been staring at it for hours. What are you thinking?" Lyanna turned, her eyes serious. "I need to understand its origins." Riven, "Its power saved Eldoria, but this new threat, it's tied to something older than Malric. I need to know why it's connected to me." Celine arrived soon after, her expression reflecting both curiosity and concern. "Legends speak of pendants like yours," she said. "They were created by ancient guardians, long before Eldoria existed as a kingdom. They were meant to protect, not just lands, but balance itself between light and shadow." Lyanna's eyes widened. "Balance. So Malric isn't the only threat. This pendant might be tied to forces we don't even understand yet." Celine nodded. "Exactly. And we need to unlock its full potential before the next danger arrives. Only by understanding its origins can you truly master it." The next morning, Lyanna, Riven, and Celine traveled to the hidden archives of Eldoria, a forgotten wing of the royal library. Ancient scrolls and tablets detailed the history of guardians and their magical pendants. Hours of research revealed that Lyanna's pendant was not just a relic of power. It was a fragment of the heart of Eldoria, an ancient artifact capable of amplifying the will and spirit of its bearer. But the writings warned, only a heart pure in courage, wisdom, and love can awaken its full potential. The bearer must face trials beyond the mortal realm. Lyanna's pendant glowed brighter as she read the final lines. "So the new trials, they're coming, and I have to be ready." Riven placed a hand on her shoulder. "Whatever comes, we'll face it with you. You've grown stronger with each challenge, Lyanna. This is no different." Celine smiled, resolute. "And remember, your strength isn't just in magic, it's in your heart. That's what makes you a true guardian." Lyanna held the pendant close, feeling a warm surge of energy. "Then let's prepare. The echoes warned us, and now I understand. My journey is far from over. Eldoria's light must endure, no matter the darkness that approaches." Following the revelations in the hidden archives, Lyanna knew that understanding her pendant was only the first step. To unlock its full potential, she had to face the spiritual trials of the ancients, tests that challenged the heart, mind, and soul. "Where do we start?" Riven asked as they reached the outskirts of the Crystal Lake, a place said to connect to the spiritual plane. Celine's eyes scanned the shimmering waters. "This is the gateway. The first trial begins here. Lyanna, you must enter alone. The trial will confront you with illusions, memories, and fears, things no one else can face for you." Lyanna nodded, determination steady in her gaze. "I understand. Whatever awaits, I'll face it." As she stepped into the lake, a radiant glow surrounded her, and the world shifted. She found herself in a vast landscape of shifting light and shadow, where past memories, fears, and hopes manifested as vivid illusions. The first vision showed her village, under attack by shadows, her loved ones in danger. Lyanna's heart ached, but she drew upon her courage, remembering the strength she had gained through her battles and the people she had saved. The illusion dissolved. Next, the trial tested her wisdom. She faced a riddle in the form of intertwining paths, each representing different choices. Selecting incorrectly could trap her in the illusion forever. Lyanna closed her eyes, letting the pendant guide her energy, aligning her intuition with her knowledge. Carefully, she chose the path that led her forward, unraveling the riddle. Finally, the trial of heart confronted her with her deepest insecurities, visions of failure, losing Riven and Celine, and Eldoria falling despite her efforts. Lyanna felt despair, but she remembered the warmth and trust of those by her side. Her heart shone brighter than the illusions, and the darkness dissipated. When she emerged from the lake, the glow around her pendant had intensified. Riven and Celine rushed to her side. "You did it," Celine said, eyes wide. "You faced the trial and came out stronger." Riven smiled, pride in his eyes. "This is just the beginning, Lyanna. The trials will grow harder, but each one will prepare you for the battles ahead." Lyanna held the pendant close, feeling its power resonate deep within. "Then I'll face them all. For Eldoria, for everyone I love. I won't fail." Far beyond the mountains, in the shadows, a figure watched silently. Malric's lips curled into a sinister smile. "So she advances. Soon, the final confrontation will arrive. And then, Eldoria's light will meet true darkness." After her first success, Lyanna felt more confident, but the whispers of the ancient guardians warned that the trials would only grow more dangerous. The second trial would test not only her power, but also her inner strength against temptation and doubt. Riven and Celine guided her to the Temple of Echoing Shadows, a place hidden deep within the Eldorian mountains. Its gates were carved with symbols that pulsed with faint, ethereal light. "This trial is unlike the first," Celine explained. "It will challenge your mind and spirit, forcing you to confront fears and desires you might not even know you have." Lyanna nodded. "I'm ready. I have to be for Eldoria." As she stepped inside, a chilling aura enveloped her. The air shimmered and suddenly, illusions appeared. Malric's voice echoed, taunting her. "Give up, Lyanna. You cannot protect them all. Eldoria will fall, and your efforts are meaningless." Lyanna's resolve wavered for a moment. Memories of the destruction, the sieges, and the people she couldn't save flashing before her eyes. But she focused on her pendant, letting its radiant energy center her heart. The trial then split her into multiple versions of herself, each representing a fear or doubt. One afraid to fail, one tempted to abandon the fight, one convinced she wasn't worthy of being a guardian. Lyanna faced each version, speaking to them with honesty and courage. "I am stronger than my fears. I fight for the people I love, and I will not abandon them. My heart is my strength, my courage is my shield, and my wisdom guides me forward." As she spoke, the illusions began to dissolve. The versions of herself merged back into one, radiant light surrounding her. Her pendant glowed brighter than ever, now resonating with an almost sentient energy. Emerging from the temple, Riven and Celine saw the change immediately. Lyanna's presence radiated power, and her aura seemed to inspire even the surrounding mountains. "You've surpassed the second trial," Riven said, awe in his voice. "Your connection to the pendant, it's incredible." Celine added, "And this power will be crucial. Malric won't stop, and the trials are far from over. But you're ready for whatever comes next." Lyanna looked toward the horizon, determination burning in her eyes. "Then we continue. The darkness will come, but Eldoria's light will endure, and I will protect it, no matter the cost." In the distance, Malric watched from his shadowed fortress, the faint glow of Lyanna's new power reaching his eyes. "So, she grows stronger. Very well. Let the games begin anew. This time, she won't be able to predict the darkness that awaits." Lyanna returned from the Temple of Echoing Shadows, her aura now radiating immense power. Word of her trials had reached every corner of Eldoria, inspiring hope in its people and fear in its enemies. Yet, she knew Malric would not remain idle. Riven stood by her side on the palace battlements. "He's been quiet, but I can feel it. Malric is planning something big." Celine's brow furrowed. "He's testing her, Lyanna. He knows you've grown stronger, but he also knows what you care about most. That's his advantage." Just as the sun dipped below the horizon, shadows coalesced in the distance, forming into Malric himself. His dark aura pulsed menacingly, casting an ominous glow over the city. "Lyanna," he called, his voice echoing with power. "You've grown stronger than I anticipated. But power alone cannot protect what you love. Are you prepared to see them suffer?" Lyanna's pendant flared brilliantly, cutting through the shadows. "I will protect Eldoria. I will not let your darkness take what matters most." The first confrontation erupted on the palace grounds. Malric's dark energy surged violently, warping the terrain around him. Lyanna responded with radiant beams of energy, using the full power of her pendant. Riven fought through the shadows, protecting Lyanna from sudden ambushes, while Celine cast intricate wards, stabilizing the palace grounds from Malric's chaos. Maurik unleashed a devastating attack, striking directly at the heart of the palace. Lyanna, drawing upon the lessons of her trials, countered with a concentrated burst of radiant energy, not just repelling the attack, but pushing Maurik backward. "You've grown truly formidable," Maurik hissed, staggering from the power. "But this is only the beginning. Eldoria's fall is inevitable." Lyanna advanced, her voice steady. "Your darkness cannot overcome the heart of Eldoria. As long as we stand together, we are unstoppable." The confrontation ended as Maurik, recognizing he could not yet overpower her, retreated into the shadows, leaving the palace intact, but with a warning etched in his words. "This battle is over, but the war has only just begun." Breathing heavily, Lyanna turned to Riven and Celine. "We've survived, but I know he's planning something bigger. Our real fight is just beginning." Riven nodded. "And when it comes, we'll face it as one. Eldoria's light will never fall while we fight together." Celine smiled faintly. "Your heart, Lyanna. It's more powerful than any magic. That's what will protect us all." As night fell over Eldoria, the city rested for now. But the looming shadow of Maurik promised that the next confrontation would test everything Lyanna had learned, and everything she had yet to master. Days after the first confrontation, Eldoria seemed to breathe with a fragile calm. Citizens rebuilt, guards trained, and hope slowly returned. But Lyanna sensed the ominous presence of Maurik still looming over the kingdom. "Something doesn't feel right," Lyanna said, standing atop the palace walls with Riven and Celine. Her pendant pulls faintly, like a heartbeat warning of danger. Riven scanned the horizon. "It's quiet to quiet. He's planning something, and it's not going to be straightforward." Maurik thrives in shadows and deception. Celine's expression was grim. "I've been studying the city's ley lines and magical wards. There are anomalies, areas where the flow of magic has been tampered with. Someone's attempting to weaken Eldoria from within." Suddenly, a burst of dark energy erupted in the marketplace. Shadow constructs sprang to life, attacking civilians and spreading chaos. Lyanna, Riven, and Celine immediately intervened. Lyanna's radiant light cut through the darkness, dispersing the constructs, while Riven protected the people from harm.